Hi, my name is Nicole Francois, and I'm a teacher at Lewisville High School, and I am the one also in charge of the INCubator program. And I've put together an event called Ideas to Impact. And you're watching this because you volunteered for it. So thank you for your time and efforts in trying to make the class more dynamic and reaching out to make an impact on our students. Truly, thank you. Um, this is our first time trying something like this, so I want to over communicate why we're doing this and how, so that hopefully, when the day comes, it can be a very impactful and meaningful exchange for everybody involved. The event is August 24th. I have two class periods of about 30 plus students, first and second period, 8:20 to 9:50, 9:55 to 11:25. You can sign up for one or the other, or even both if you're willing. It's an hour and a half. And I'm hoping for at least 15 volunteers in each section so that my students can have a good rotation of individuals. It is going to be at Lewisville High School, Maine. Make sure that you don't put down Harmon or Kilo, and I'm the main contact if you have any questions or concerns day of or before. So this idea came about because I learned about the Human Library Organization. It's really actually quite fascinating. What they do is they have people that they put down as books in libraries, and individuals can check out those books or people and have a one-on-one dialogue with them. Back and forth about. Usually, it's somebody that has grown up in a unique way or has a separate set of beliefs than what's the norm. And so within that conversation, it's about just getting to know them and leaving your assumptions behind. Um, while this is not that, it's something completely different. I'm taking the idea of bringing people together in hopes that each other can learn from one another. And specifically, what I'm seeking out from the people, from the community of Lewisville, is the diversity of voices, ages, demographics that we can pull from because it's so dynamic and so unique within its own makeup. We have all walks of life who can offer up all sorts of stories for our students. Um, Along with my students, have also stories to share. Speaking of which, these are my students. It's only my second year teaching at INCubator. I've been teaching for a long time, but INCubator is a program for entrepreneurs at Lewisville High School. It is unlike what you remember education to be like. Mary Kay and the city of Lewisville fund my students so that they can actually take meaningful steps in the creation of their businesses. They are determined, they are very specific in what they want and where they're going, but they are still teenagers. And their worldview and their understanding of opportunity can be opened. And that's where this conversation will hopefully benefit them. So, um, what we're going to facilitate is kind of like a baby conference. My students and volunteers will basically sit down and have a professional conversation. If we only get to know how to do a proper handshake and a proper greeting, and they repeat your name and make you feel comfortable and feel at ease with adults, feel at ease with them leading the conversation, not being talked to, then we're getting somewhere. My program, the students work with a lot of adults, a lot of professional adults, a lot of business people, and they have to carry themselves in a way that is maybe outside of what they feel is normal. And so if we can start to open that door with this meeting, we're doing good. But there's actually a larger hope, which is to talk about quote unquote pain points. Okay. So in my class, we do something called a bug list, and this bug list is the beginning of them starting to think about the businesses that they could be running. Um, it's not always a monumental thing. Sometimes this leads to their business, and sometimes it doesn't. But what I found last year is that my students didn't think outside of themselves. Um, and it's perfectly okay to think about what types of issues that I personally have and what type of opportunities of business could I perfect because of those issues. I can't find a perfect pair of socks. Well, then I could go into the sock business. But my hope is that we can take these students and shift them outside of themselves in hopes to find opportunity within your stories or within your quote unquote pain points. It's kind of an odd word, but that's what we're going with. It's a pain point is specifically a specific problem that you can identify. Now, I want you to know that this can be something like a physical object. Um, I can't peel potatoes fast enough, or my grip strength doesn't work like this. Maybe my grandmother didn't have a thumb, so that would be her pain point. Or it could be a social concern. I've noticed homeless vets, and I want to ensure that they can be fed. It doesn't have to be a product for profit. It can be seen as a lot of different avenues. So hang on to what ideas and what problems you have. It can be anything from a minor frustration to a major problem in your life. The students are going to be searching for an opportunity within that. Can you make a difference? Can you make a service? Can you make an object that would be your entrepreneurial journey? Your job as a member of this talk would be to come with at least one pain point. You might write down a few. So you know coming in that you're not caught off guard. Some of my students might not be very proactive at trying to get your story out or trying to get what you're willing to serve up. Remember, these kids have been talked to for a long time. For them to lead a conversation might be a little bit uncomfortable for them, and that's okay. That's perfectly okay. I want you to know that it's my hope that they are in charge of the conversation, that they ask those questions, that they dig a little bit. And just need to say that things that are off topic, any adult natures of no alcohol related issues, no sexual related issues, and no issues of violence should be brought up in the conversation. It's just not appropriate for the setting. Now that we've covered that, let's talk about more bits. Let's talk about the actual day of and what that's going to look like. So if you are a concealed or open carry person that needs to be locked in your car or it stays at home, no weapons can be in school. Also, if you have a felony on record, you cannot participate. You must bring your driver's license with you, and when you park, you're going to have a printed out parking pass. You can either print that out or I can send it to you, and that needs to be on your dashboard so they don't ticket you. While you're in the building, you are going to receive a sticker at check-in, and that sticker must be visible at all times. Now, you're just checking in and you're walking straight to the library, so it's going to be quite quick. But just in general, those are the rules. So here is parking at Lewisville High School. Those of you coming in the morning section, take a deep breath because parking can be quite a mess in the morning. And so just take a deep breath and just, be patient. This is a top view. So Main Street is at the top and Valley is to the right. And the circled section, the first two sections of cars are guest and teacher parking. So you should be able to find some spots there. And then what you'll do is you'll walk into the front, which is right in the middle. Pretty easy to see if you ask me. There's a large kind of concrete exterior. When you're there, you're going to go in through the first set of doors. You may, depending on who's out there, may need to buzz in and show your ID to a camera. You'll walk in to the front vestibule and you will hand your driver's license to whoever is at that front desk. They are behind a glass little sliding window and they'll get you quickly in. Then you'll be going to the library. We'll have some kids lead you. So this is the only picture of the library that I could find. It's a weekday in summer, so I wasn't going to drive out there to get another one. I want you to just imagine that there's some tables there, and what we will be doing is probably 3 rotations within that hour and a half of different kids, so that you have 30 minutes with each section. In that 30 minutes, the conversation might get divergent into what they're into, or what type of businesses have they created, or what type of businesses have you created, or what type of, entrepreneurial goals do you have, and that's perfectly okay. There might be teams of students. It might be a one-on-one. It just depends on the numbers of the day of, and that I don't know right at this very second. Anyway, I talked a little bit longer than I had anticipated, and I apologize for that. If you have any concerns or any issues that come up, please email me. And just thank you very much for your time and energy in this arena. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to meeting you.